need you to cause a distraction.
We're all gonna die! There's a spaceship! Oh my god!
I don't feel so good.
You're all right.
I don't know what's happening. I don't know. I don't want to go. I don't want to go, sir. Please. Please, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Sorry.
What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Spider-Man Far From Home. So Spider-Man Far From Home, is it a prequel to Infinity War? Let me know down below, guys. Now, hear the video out before you make a final judgment. I read the comments. People are always asking, when is Spider-Man Far From Home set? Because Spider-Man turned to dust in this movie. Yeah, it is kind of confusing. So let's break it down. So the head of Marvel, Kevin Feige, had this to say: Spider-Man Far From Home would be set moments after Avengers 4. Now, we know it comes out 2 months after Avengers 4, that being July. But does this mean Spider-Man Far From Home is set after Avengers 4, right? Because it's the first movie in Marvel Phase 4, but doesn't have to be set after Avengers 4. What if time travel has Avengers 4 end before Infinity War ever begun? This would allow the first movie in Phase 4 to be a prequel, but also support the narrative and further the narrative that was set in Phase 3. Last week I reported that Maria Hill, Nick Fury and Happy Hogan were all on set. There's images, there's videos, factually correct. And this isn't just a rumour, because you can clearly see it, guys. It is rumoured that Pepper Potts, played by Gwyneth Paltrow, will also be in the movie, which further adds to the plot being based on the Stark technology being robbed. Now, there was a fake leak or real leak. I mean, a lot of the people who were in this leak, like Mysterio, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, it kind of looks like a lot of this information is correct. So let's just take it that it could be correct. So Peter just happens to be in London, where the technology could have been taken to or could have been stolen from. So Maria Hill and Nick Fury come into play, seen as they're part of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is where it gets a bit confusing for some people, because Spider-Man, Nick Fury, Maria Hill all turn to dust in Avengers Infinity War. So is this a spoiler, having Maria Hill and Nick Fury filming outside? It could be done on purpose to confuse the audience. Realistically, it could have been done that. But I came across an article on comicbook.com wrote by Brandon Davis, which is a really strong article. I will link it down below. So it says, going back to Spider-Man's first appearance in Avengers Infinity War, Peter Parker was on a school bus with his classmates heading across a bridge in New York City. What if they were on their way to the airport? What if they were returning from the airport, ? This would be a perfect moment to clearly tie Spider-Man Far From Home to Avengers Infinity War, showing alternate timeline created in Avengers 4 where Peter never got off the bus. After all, in Avengers Infinity War, Peter Parker did say, "I should have stayed on the bus." If Ebony Moore and Cord Obsidian never brung their ship down on New York in the search for the time stone because Thanos has already been thought in the past, courtesy of time travel, a theory for another time. Peter will have gotten his wish and stayed on that bus. So it's an interesting concept that this could actually, Spider-Man Far From Home could actually be a prequel to Infinity War. Now, that would make a lot of sense, wouldn't it? Let me know down below. Now, filming in London, right next to the River Thames, it's just really hard when movie companies film outside in public places for it not to get out. So during the first Spider-Man movie, obviously with Tom Holland version, Spider-Man Homecoming, Happy Hogan was a vital character to Peter Parker and Spider-Man. So in many ways, it makes sense for him to turn up in this movie, which we can clearly see in set photos and obviously the clip. So Spider-Man himself turning to dust, which was the saddest part of the movie for a lot of people. So people are like, where is Tony Stark? Because we've got Maria Hill, we've got Nick Fury, we've got Happy Hogan, who, if you've seen a deleted scene that was supposed to be Infinity War when he was trying to stop paparazzi from getting any info about the fake wedding, it's very interesting because Happy Hogan is such a connected character to Tony Stark and Iron Man, yet Iron Man isn't anywhere to be seen. Now, this isn't a movie video about Iron Man dying. I've done so many of them. Let's not get into that. But it's just interesting that it's almost like an Easter egg for Iron Man being in the movie without him being in the movie. Now, personally, I think he will make an appearance, but it's going to have to be done behind the scenes in a studio where no one is there because it will give away too much. So we already know that Peter in Far From Home is centrally in London, but based on set photos, he will be going to Italy. Based on a calling cast, he will be in Prague and other places. So how can they market a movie with 3 dead characters being Spider-Man, obviously Maria Hill, and Nick Fury? Although those last 2 characters weren't technically in it, they're in a post-credit scene, which is technically part of the movie. So 3 dead characters being alive in a movie that's supposedly set after Avengers 4 would be a massive spoiler warning. So we've got to talk about the first trailer, because obviously if it comes out in July, Marvel typically drops a trailer 5 to 6 months before it comes out. That is why the Captain Marvel trailer would drop sometime this month, and obviously Avengers 4 trailer will have to drop in November-ish. This would mean that Spider-Man Far From Home would have to drop a trailer during the Christmas holiday or January at the latest. So what if time travel has Avengers 4 end before Infinity War ever begun? So Spider-Man Far From Home could technically have been before Infinity War ever happened. I know, guys. Kevin Feige has said that Spider-Man sequel will be the first film in Phase 4, but that doesn't tell us when it's actually set. We know that rumoredly, Black Widow is getting her own movie, but that's going to be set well before the Avengers movie, so that doesn't really mean anything because that's in Phase 4. Now, we know Captain Marvel's movie is the second to last movie in Phase 3, but that is going to be set in the 90s. It's going to be set before Nick Fury was even anything within Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's going to be set before the first Iron Man movie. So just because a movie is going to be set in Phase 4 doesn't actually mean it's set in Phase 4. Now, I think this theory, I don't know if it's an origin theory from Brandon Davis from comicbook.com. I think it's a very interesting theory about the scene we went over, the scene where Stan Lee's cameos in it. It's very interesting if that would be a prequel scene before, obviously, after Spider-Man Far From Home. I think that would be interesting if they were on their way back from the airport and then they get caught in all this Infinity War stuff. I think it'd be very interesting, and hopefully I haven't confused you, because it is a quite confusing situation to understand, but I wouldn't take it at face value just because Kevin Feige says something. They want to confuse you, they want to mislead you. They keep saying the Avengers 4 title is something so insane when realistically it could turn out to be something like Avengers 4 Infinity Gauntlet or Avengers 4 Eternity. So guys, let me know what you think about this concept of a theory. I think it's a very interesting theory, and like always guys, I hope you are actually playing Spider-Man PS4. Such an awesome game. If you are playing it, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.